Okay, so what if you could solve all of modern society's problems with just one single comprehensive plan? Sounds impossible, right? Well, back in 1916, right at the peak of the industrial age, a writer and physician named Havelock Ellis, he tried to do exactly that. So let's dive into his incredibly ambitious book, The Task of Social Hygiene. It's basically a historical blueprint from the progressive era for fixing, well, pretty much everything by applying scientific principles to make society better. Right from the very start, Ellis makes it super clear this isn't some rigid top-down plan of control. He wasn't aiming for a sterile, orderly society. No, he was chasing a new kind of joy, a new freedom. This quote, it's really the key to understanding his whole motivation. So, where do you even begin a project this massive? For Ellis, the answer was pretty obvious. You start with the most visible problems of the time, all the chaos and decay that came with the Industrial Revolution. See, before this period, the guiding principle was laissez-faire, which basically means let it be. The whole idea was that individual effort was enough. But the shift to factory life, it just ripped people from their roots and crammed them into cities, creating a mess that no one person could possibly clean up. The old system was failing and, people were really suffering. What's really fascinating is how Ellis saw these social reforms as a logical progression. So all of these reforms, sanitation, women's rights, the limits of the law, they were all steps toward a final, ultimate goal. And this is where his vision becomes its most ambitious and, for sure, its most controversial, consciously shaping the future of humanity itself. The word for this was eugenics. Now, that is a word that carries an extremely heavy and negative weight today, so it's really crucial to understand what it meant to him in 1916. He defined it as a partnership with nature, basically aiding evolution to create better people, and in his words, purifying the race. This idea of purification was the logical endpoint of his entire project, moving from clean streets and healthy bodies to a genetically clean population. So this created a central tension in his philosophy. On one hand, you have all the social welfare reforms, what he called environmental socialism, aimed at helping everyone improve their lives. But Ellis saw a risk here, that by helping the weak, incompetent, and defective, as he termed them, society was enabling them to reproduce and pass on those traits. The solution, in his view, was what he called enlightened eugenics, which would consciously manage human breeding to improve the quality of the population, balancing out the perceived negative effects of social welfare. And that brings us to his final staggering thought. The ultimate task of social hygiene wasn't just to solve society's problems, but to first create the people who were capable of solving them.